Okay, I'm doing it. One of the heavily requested videos I get on this channel is to do more of the rating subscribers inventories. I am trying to be a little bit more consistent this year, so I will be doing a couple of these videos. So if you want to be in one of these videos in the future, put your username in the comments. So yeah, today we're gonna be doing a rating your guys' inventory video. If that sounds good to you, feel free to like and subscribe, and let's get into today's video. Alright, so as per usual, I'm going to be using tier maker for this video, except this time I changed the lettering, so now it says unique, godly, legendary, rare, and common. I thought that was a nice touch. Anyways, the first inventory we're going to be looking at is for Mooned. Opening up his season 1, goddamn, this dude is stacked, holy. He has multiples of every single godly. He doesn't have any commons though, except for Leaf Knife. What a goat. Opening up his classic, he's got Corrupt, and a couple decent classic godlies like Clockwork, Blaster. He has 2 JDs and Cotton Candy, but nothing too insane. Ooh, he's got a good holiday section. He has both Christmas Evos, the Ginger Scythe and the Ice Crusher. He's got 2 Ice Piercers, bro. 2 Ice Piercers, it's kind of crazy, I can't lie. 8 Candies, that's insane. 2 Sugars, Xmas, and then kind of lacking with the commons and uncommons and legendaries, but that's all right, because he does have like stacks of some stuff. Okay, so he also has 5 Harvesters, which that's a flex. He also has the Dark set, that's going up in value. He has 2 Vampire's Axes, pretty decent. And then opening up his effects, ooh, he's got some good effects. He's got a couple godly effects with like Aurora Lights, which is pretty cool. He also has the Floral effect. Floral effect is starting to become rare now, because like it was pretty hard to get during the summer event, so not a lot of people got it. He also has like a couple of like decent stuff, like the Snowflake. He also has Petals. Petals is like my favorite effect that came out in recent years. And then his radios, he's got the Vampire Radio, but other than that, he's just got some like regular radios that you can just buy. Honestly, I'm gonna put him in godly tier. He has stacks of some weapons, and then he has some crazy stuff like Harvester. His effects were kind of on point. He has some crazy effects and floral effect. So I think godly is a pretty solid position for him. All right, so the next inventory that we're gonna be looking at is for tier 21R, and opening up his season 1. He's got a couple good godlies here. He's got the Water Gun, which is pretty cool, and the Rainbow set, which is also pretty cool. I think Water Gun's kind of cool, especially since summer's coming out. But then opening up his classic, he has some good stuff as well. Chroma Death Shard, Chroma Luger. These are some solid regular godlies. He also has some like rare commons as well with like Goo and Infected and Prism. And then his holiday, he's got 2 Ice Piercers. That's pretty insane. Nothing too crazy here as well though. He does have Harvester though. Harvester is a W, and Vampire's Axe, but nothing too insane here. And then his effects, he's got Aurora Lights. Ooh, he has Floral too. That just bumped him up a ton, because Floral effect is getting kind of rare. And Jellyfish as well. Jellyfish is kind of cool. He doesn't have any radios that are rare besides maybe Vampire, so I'm gonna put him in legendary ranking. I think legendary is pretty good. He has some pretty cool godlies, and he has Floral effect, so that does like put him in a decent level. But if he threw in some like top tier godlies as well, he'd be bumped up to godly instantly. All right, the next inventory we're gonna be looking at is Bloxy Time. I feel like I recognize this name. I'm not entirely sure where. Okay, opening up his season 1. This dude has a lot of stuff, holy. He has doubles of some stuff. He has the Rainbow set and Water Gun. He also has 1 Leaf Knife. That's kind of an L. He should trade all his Hardens for more Leaf Knives. All right, and then in his classic, he has Corrupt, and then doubles of other godlies like Clockwork and Eternal, which is pretty cool. And he has 6 Lugers, which is pretty cool as well. Luger's one of the better looking classics in my opinion, but then nothing too special. All right, opening up his holiday. Ooh, okay. He's cooking. He's got Celestial, Icewing, Chroma Evergreen, bro. Chroma Evergreen. That is insane. That just like skyrocketed his inventory. Chroma Evergreen is like, not only is it valuable, but it's also so cool. It's one of the coolest chromas in my opinion. That is a W. He also has some stacks of some stuff like 9 red Lugers, which is pretty respectable. And then scrolling down, he doesn't really have anything in his Halloween. He has the Dark set, which is pretty nice. And then his effects. Ooh, he's cooking with his effects as well. He's got a couple godly effects, which is pretty nice. And then correct me if I'm wrong, isn't Ice Magic like from like 4 years ago or something? So that's also pretty cool. But other than that, nothing too insane in his effects section. And then his radios is kind of mid as well. He does have Vampire though. Honestly, that Chroma Evergreen completely saved his inventory, and I'm gonna put him in godly just because he has Chroma Evergreen. Like, you can't really beat that. That is like one of the top tier chromas. So I feel like in the godly tier is kind of respectable. All right, so the next inventory we're gonna be looking at is for UziWY. I'm not entirely sure how to say your name, man. I apologize if I butchered it, but you know, opening up He's season 1. He has water gun. That's a W. Water gun is kind of crazy to have right now because when the summer update drops, everybody's gonna want it. He also has 17 leaf knives. What a goat. And then in his classic, he has some pretty good classic godlies as well. He has clockwork. Clockwork is like my favorite classic godly, low-key, and tides and pixel. He also has some of the rare stuff like 2015 knife and gifted. Geez, I just realized it's been 10 years since this knife came out. That's really, really sad actually. And then in his holiday, he has the ginger side Evo. So he has an Evo, which is pretty great. So that bumps up his inventory a little bit. Evos are kind of crazy to have. Nothing too crazy though. He also has Harvester, which is nice. And that's pretty much it in his Halloween. In his effects, ooh, okay, I see you. I see you. He has the candy cane and the gingerbread. Okay, he's cooking with his effects. He's cooking. These are from 2017, I think, so they're pretty rare. Oh my goodness, he has rainbow fire. No way. Oh my goodness, that bumps up his inventory. Like, he doesn't have that many godlies. He has some pretty rare effects. He also has dark fire as well. So this guy's been playing for a while. Those effects are like extremely rare. So that definitely bumps his inventory. And yeah, he has some rare radios as well. Honestly, we're gonna put him in godly because the effects were just on point. His godly section was kind of like but his effects section was great. All right, the next inventory we're gonna be looking at is for Marcus. Open it up, his season 1. Ooh, okay, this dude's stacked. He has the Darkbringer and Shark Seeker, which is W. He has, it looks like he has every single season 1 godly. He has Sakura, he has water gun. He has 11 leaf knives. What a goat. Okay, he's cooking in his classic section as well. He has corrupt. He has a couple of the classic godlies, not too many of the chromas though, I noticed. He does have chromatides though. Pretty solid classic section. Opening up his holiday. Oh, he has the red constellation. That is beautiful. Holy. Number 77. Yo, Marcus, if you're watching this video, you have to tell me in the comments, how much did you spend for this? Just out of pure curiosity. He has the ginger scope as well, which is a W. And he has the 2 evos with the ginger side and ice crusher. Okay, he has the evergreen set. Beautiful. W Christmas section, I can't lie. W Christmas section. Okay, his Halloween. He's got Harvester, Vampire's Axe, Chroma Candle Flame. Nothing too crazy though. And then in his effects, ooh, he's got some good effects as well. He's got some godlies. He has the jellyfish from last year. He has some like random stuff from like over the years, like Phantom and like Arctic from 2022. That's pretty crazy. Honestly, with his, I apologize. Her inventory, sorry, your name kind of threw me off with Marcus, but her inventory is pretty solid. The Christmas section definitely saved her inventory. She has a trophy. She has ginger scope. She has a bunch of stuff. She has some pretty decent effects too. I'm gonna put her in unique. She has a trophy, which is pretty insane. Her inventory is pretty decent, pretty solid. So the trophy was just like the icing on top. All right, the next inventory we're looking at is for Namichi. Namichi. Like usual, I can't pronounce your name. I apologize. Open up their season 1. They have Heartblade and the rainbow set. That's a W. Rainbow set is kind of crazy. They have 1 leaf knife. Rainbow set goes kind of hard though. And Heartblade. Classic section. She has Luger. Luger is the best classic in my opinion. Right next to Clockwork. That's a W right there. And then opening up her holiday, she has Australius and Candy. Oh, but she does have Harvester and Vampire's Axe. That's crazy. Harvester I know is like pretty common, but let's be real. Harvester is like one of the best guns in the game. All right, opening up her effects. Okay, she's got a couple good effects. She has Flowerwood and Glisten. Those are pretty crazy. So she has 2 godly effects. She has Jellyfish, which means that she grinded last year's summer update. I'm gonna put her in legendary below this guy. She had some pretty good godlies, and Harvester's kind of crazy, and her effects are pretty good. So I think legendary is pretty solid for her. All right, last but not least, we're looking at the inventory for Lay Films. Opening up their season 1, they have Darkbringer and Shark Seeker, instant W, water gun, which is kind of crazy, 1 leaf knife. Okay, in her classic, she has corrupt, which is very nice. I think she has all the classic godlies, which is respectable. Wait, is she like going for 1 of everything? Because like I'm looking through her inventory and she just has 1 of everything. If that's the case, that's really interesting. Okay, opening up their holiday, they have 1 celestial. They have the 2 evos, which is pretty nice. Ice piercer. Yeah, they have like 1 of everything. That's insane. They don't have doubles of anything. That's actually a W. I love seeing inventories like that. It just tickles my brain a little bit. Okay, open up their effects. They have some pretty cool effects. They have Dark Swirl, Flowerwood, Flow, Glisten. They have some effects from like 2022, like Ghostly, and they also have the Petals effect. I love how they have like 1 of everything. They don't have doubles of anything. That really looks cool in my opinion. I'm gonna put them in unique. In my defense for this inventory, I think it's unique that they have 1 of everything. So that's my rating for a couple of your guys' inventories. As I said at the beginning of the video, if you want to be in one of these videos, put your username in the comments below. I'm definitely doing another one of these videos. So anyways, if you haven't already, feel free to like and subscribe. I hope you all have a fantastic day. And as they say, stay breezy.